This is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Today I have a very special treat for you. I've been waiting for this for I don't know how many years, but they're finally here. These are the all-new Omega commercial style blenders. These have ETL certification and ETL sanitation certification, so that means they can be used in commercial establishments, restaurants, juice bars, and even in your home to have that commercial quality appliance. So they all have a 2 horsepower motor and a 2-year warranty to boot. It's a 64-ounce container, all stainless steel blade design, and it has a propeller blade. I like the propeller blade because it basically allows produce to drop in and then the propeller blade comes and hit it, so things don't necessarily ride up on top and not get blended. So definitely a really good design. Let's go over the base here really quick. Some of the features on the base is actually has cord storage built into the bottom of the base, has the rubber feet, a nice cooling fan, and this blender base has some nice weight to it. Another feature I really like is the back. It has a reset button, and other blenders in this category don't exactly have this reset button. For example, the Vitamix, basically if it overheats, it'll just shut itself off and it won't work. It's basically a thermal overload in there. It basically won't work for another half hour, an hour until it cools itself off. And always for fun when that happens in my Vitamix, I actually put it in the freezer to chill out, if you know what I mean, and then it'll actually start working faster when it gets cold. But with the Omega, you won't have that problem. You just literally pop this back in and you're up and running again. So the difference between the 3 different models are basically the controls in the front. They all have the same exact 2 horsepower motor, but the controls are a bit different. So the controls on this one is basically you have an on and off and a high and a low. Very simple and very easy to use. This would be the entry level. So as you go up in the features, they go up in price, but you know, they're basically the same machine. It's just, do you want these extra features? I personally like this next one right here. It's my favorite. It has basically a pulse, and it also has a variable speed control, so you can ramp up your speed, and then an on-off switch. And the top of the line model, the B2500 model, has basically a built-in timer, so this will automatically shut itself off after a predetermined amount of time. It also has that variable speed control and that on-off switch. So they all operate the same. They have exactly the same carafe. And today what I'm going to show you is one of my blender torture tests. What I like to do on blenders is really work them out and put them through their hardest jobs that they'll ever do, and here's one of them. So what I have today is I have some whole flax seeds. Now, flax seeds are really high in omega-3 fatty acids. They're really healthy for us and really good. Most people don't eat enough omega-3 fatty acids, and that's why flax seeds are so beneficial. But the problem is the flax seeds are so hard. If we just put these in our mouth and tried to chew them up, you know, we'd probably swallow them, and then we'd literally see them come out the other end. And when they're coming out whole the other end, guess what? You're not getting any nutrition out of that. So we need to break up these flax seeds, and the blender is a great way to do just that. So we're going to go ahead and take off this top here, dump in these flax seeds, put the top back on, and we're going to turn the blender on. I'm going to start off on a low speed first so you can see, you know, how it's running, and then we're just going to crank it up to the high speed, and we're going to see these whole flax seeds literally get pulverized into flax meal right in front of your eyes. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Turn it on. So that's running at low speed, barely spinning them around. But watch this, we'll crank it up to high. Look at that. The flax seeds are just floating up in the air, just running them all up into a powder. And most blenders can't do this. All right, so we'll go ahead and turn it off. It was just done that quick and that easy. We're gonna go ahead and, wow, that's actually a really good job. That actually does better than my Vitamix. So look at this. That's nice flax meal. This is really easily digestible now that the shell is off. The other thing is once you grind these up into a powder like this, you need to use this, you know, within the next couple days. If not, you need to store it in an airtight container in your fridge. And I definitely use it within a week. Once you break this open, basically you're allowing the oxygen to hit the, you know, omega-3 fatty acids, and that's what oxidizes. So we want to use this as quickly as possible. And I'll tell you, one of my favorite things to do with this stuff is actually I add 1-to-1 carob and flax powder, so raw carob powder and raw flax powder, and then I add just enough raw honey and mix it together to make an amazing raw candy treat that I do maybe, I don't know, once a month. We should be eating that many sweets, but this is a guilt-free sweet you could eat once in a while. So that's how powerful these Omega blenders are. I'm really looking forward to getting a review unit into my hands, and I'll be doing further demos with them, and you can see how they work. So this is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors.